everyone, how are you today? Welcome to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. I really do. If not, everything will be okay. Don't worry. Today, you guys, I want to show you the Romanian version of the honey cake. Yes, apparently we are having a version for everything out there. Not everything, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but a lot of stuff we do have a Romanian version for it. And don't worry, girl, I'm here to show you all of them. So today we are making the Romanian honey cake. We are calling it in Romania Albinița. I don't know how this name come along. Whoever invented this recipe decided to put this name, so I never ever actually wonder why it's called like that, but I do have an explication. This is all in my head, so it's not like if you go on Wikipedia it will be that that explication there. But basically we are using honey in this recipe. So in Romanian we are calling the bee albina, and this one is called albiniță. So it's like a little bee, cute bee, something like that. Let's go with that translation. So since we are using honey that's coming from the bee, I suppose it's that albiniță. So if anybody has other explanation out there, please let me know. I want to know, because I was not thinking about the name. I was just, okay, albiniță. All my life that dessert it was called like that, so I didn't really thought of it. So we are making albiniță Romanian honey cake. Yep, have to be honest, I haven't made this dessert in a long time, and the reason is that in Romania there is this chain of grocery stores. They are called Oncos, and they do have this albiniță dessert there. It's quite cheap. I think it's around 5 lei. I don't remember the price exactly, and every time I go home I'm buying it from there and just enjoy it. So makes sense, no? I'm not making it anymore, and my sister, she's making other desserts that we don't find them in the store for me when I go home. So this one, it's a good option. But if you go to Romania and you want to try it, there is in these grocery stores. They are called Oncos. There is a lot in our area in Cluj-Napoca. I don't know about other areas in Romania, but it's quite a big chain, so I think they have all around the country. But in Cluj you will find it definitely in Oncos. Like I said, it's a good price and it's delicious. Taste exactly like the one that I used to know, so the taste is very spot on. If you want to try it, if you go there, la 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 la, like I all the time say. Okay. The ingredients that we are using today in albiniță, in the honey cake, more or less are the same like in all the desserts. We are using like 3 different ones that we don't usually use in our desserts, and one of them, of course, is honey. I do bring my honey from Romania. We do have here a very good variety of honey from Kyrgyzstan, from Iran, also very good and very delicious, but I do bring it from Romania all the time. My sister and my dad, they are buying it for me from the places that I like, so all the time when I go home there is a jar of honey waiting for me. I do not bring them all the time. Usually I balance it. Okay, this time I bring honey, next time I bring more meat, I bring less meat, and so on. So all the time I balance it. So I do have some very delicious honey from Romania. I'm going to use today some. I'm using this honey for everything. When you have problem with your throat, when I have a pimple, when on my toast, on my tea, on so many. I just love honey, and this one is delicious as well. So we're going to use some honey. You can use any honey you want. There's not like a specific honey that you need to use, so feel free to mix and match basically. The other special ingredient that we're going to use in this recipe is the semolina. I have here some semolina. I love semolina with milk. This is like when we were younger, my favorite dessert, to call it like that. We were making semolina with milk and do a sugar syrup on top. Oh my god, it's delicious. We are feeding the babies a lot, like when they don't have teeth, and then when they start eating a lot of semolina with milk. It's very delicious. It's amazing, and like I said, we are putting some sugar syrup on top. Oh my god, delicious. So today we're using semolina for the dessert. Also, you guys, this one is not very out there, very different, but we are going to use some spread. I do have here blueberry spread. I did brought some spread, jam, whatever you want to call it, from Romania, but I don't know what happened. I don't know, it just disappeared. So I did bought this one. You can use any spread that you want, jam, like I said, whatever you want to call it. You can use it whatever flavor you want. In Romania we do use a lot of plum one, just because we are making our own jam. We do like our plum jam or marmalade, whatever you want to call it. We do use a lot of it. The plums we do have a lot, so we are making our own, and we do use the plum one. But you can use whatever you want. You can use peaches, apricot, blueberry, and so many other fruits that I cannot think about right now. you'll think that if you use different flavors of the jam, it will taste different, but it doesn't. This is a very sweet dessert, so the spread is just to balance it a little bit. You will feel, I don't want to say bitter or sour, but you will feel like that fruity flavor there, so it will be a little bit balanced. This one, it does make a difference, but not a big one when it comes to like the actual flavor from the jam. So this one you can use whatever you want. It's all good, it's all okay. This honey cake, we're going to make it and keep it overnight in the fridge. I make it many times and I didn't have patience and it didn't work out very well, so you need to give it a little bit of time so everything will settle in. Just because we're going to make this very hard sheets from the dough, so those sheets are very hard, like I said, and when you put it all together, it has to like come together and it will make sense. It will be very nice and soft and amazing tomorrow. So this is why it needs time to settle in. So we are going to make it today and leave it till tomorrow. Let's start making this honey cake, and I'm going to give you more tips and tell you more as we are preparing them. Let's do this. Albinița, here we come. Na, na, na. Here we have it, and you basically need to leave it on like low heat till the sugar is melted, and you'll have this type of color. It's like boiling. We're going to leave it cool down at the moment. Here you guys, I have the egg and the milk, the vanilla, okay guys, so my battery left the room, so this is how it's looking now, and I put some flour here on my work surface, and I'm going to put it all here and just mix it a little bit longer, and then I'm going to put it in 4 portions. Four of them right here. There we go. When it comes to baking, before, you guys, we used to bake them on the bottom of the tray, but now we got smarter and we are going to bake them in the tray. And I'm just going to put some baking paper and roll the dough. The dough, even though it's sticky now, it will be okay. This is why we need to use that extra flour, just because there's the honey, there's the butter, so it is very sticky, but that's all good. And also it helps us to move around the dough a lot. So I have the tray prepared here. Actually have 2 of them. So I have here my rolling pin, and I'm measuring with my rolling pin, so it's clearly bigger than my rolling pin, so it will be a little bit less, so I can put it and bake it very nicely. But you can actually use a centimeter if you want, it's not an issue, but I just like to use my rolling pin. It's easier and it's not that much of a work. So we're going to do something like this very carefully, just because this dough, like I said, it's very soft from the ingredients. So very softly we're going to do it like this. The tray, and we're going to place it here, and of course it's too big, and that's okay. Just going to remove it and place it on the other ones. With a fork, I'm going to do some of this. We don't want those air bubbles to come into our direction, not very strong. We don't want to make holes, just to have a nice thin dough. There we go. In the oven will be around 10 minutes, not more. You will see that they are baked because they will become very nice and gold. There we go. Here we go, the first one, it's done. You see how nice golden color has. Now we leave it to cool down. Nice. So now we leave it to cool down, but I like to use another bowl because if I leave here, the semolina will still cook. So I'm just moving into another bowl and let it cool down. Okay, now it's cold. You see this hole because I was putting my finger just to see if it's cold or not. So it's cold. We're going to add the butter and the vanilla and we're going to mix it very well. And it has to be cold, the semolina mix. If not, it's not going to work. There we have it, nice and delicious. So personally I'm just using this tray just because I don't have any other like bigger tray. So I'm going to use this one. Just going to put some paper and we're going to start. I'm going to show you guys how I put them to cool down because they have to be cooled down, everything. So I'm going to show you how I cool down my sheets, just call it like that. So they were here, just cooling down, and also here. They were here before in the baking tray, but I moved them over here. So yeah, this is how I cool them down. So here we go, nice. Just realized that these ones, the last two ones, I didn't make the holes. Oh my god, really. Mines are not equal. It's okay. Just press it a little bit so we will have nice layers. And here we have it, you guys. Now the corners, you see, I didn't make like the proper size. Some of the bigger, some are smaller, but it's okay. I remember when we were small, when the cake, it was made in our household, but we had to let it rest like we need to today. We will have the edges like this, but today I'm not going to cut the edges. I'm going to have them tomorrow. I'm just going to leave it rest because now these biscuits are rock solid. So I'm just going to leave it till tomorrow and it will smooth down with the help of the frosting, filling, whatever you want to call it. Now they're rock solid, so we're going to leave it in the fridge and tomorrow I'm just going to cut it and show you guys how it turned out. But looks amazing. Forget about the shapes. I'm just going to cut the shapes like this tomorrow very nicely and you'll have nice portions of a honey cake. And also we're going to add some icing sugar on top. So in the fridge it goes. Hello, how are you? Long time no see. But you guys, I was just thinking that I was keep telling you need to put it in the fridge. It's actually better if you keep it like room temperature, fortunately. Here is still a little bit hot and the filling and the biscuits, they do have butter inside and the cream has milk. So I'm a little bit afraid, just to be on the safe side, I do put it in the fridge and tomorrow morning I'm going to take it out and just leave it for like 2 hours till I'll show you the final result. And I'm putting the icing sugar on top. So it's just a preference of mine. If you live in a place that is like good ventilated, how can I say it? and it's not that hot, you can actually leave it outside. And there you go, a very simple recipe, Romanian honey cake. It's actually very simple to make, like when you make the biscuits and when you make the filling, it's actually quite easy. You only need to wait till everything is like cooling down, even the biscuit and the semolina mix that you're doing, because if you add the butter when the semolina mix is not cold, it's not going to go together and it's going to be a mess. So just the waiting time, it's a little bit tricky, but for me personally, I put the oven on very hot and I leave it like around 10 minutes, even less, because they bake very fast and you have to keep an eye on them. So I only had one more left to bake when I start making the filling. But if you don't have a lot of time, I don't know, you can make like the cream before. The cream, we are calling it in Romanian crema, so I'm like saying all the time cream, but it's actually the filling. But you can make the filling before you start making the biscuits, or make the biscuits and leave them rest and then you start baking them. I'm sure you're going to find your own way to make them, but it's very easy, like I said, and it's delicious, and can't wait to have one tomorrow. Because if I do it like in the morning, I will not be patient enough to leave it rest enough, so everything will fall apart and will not be that nice. But even though the biscuits are very hard, I assure you 100% that they're going to get softer and nicer and all together. Oh my god, amazing. If you want everything to be like very perfect, like with the layering and everything, of course you can weight the biscuits dough, you can measure the biscuits when you bake them, you can measure the filling when you put them, so it will be equal parts. For me personally, I'm going all the time for the taste, and I don't really care if it's a little bit on one side is bigger, on the other side is smaller. I don't mind. I'm like, if it's tasty, give it to me, I don't care. So if you want to make it very professional, yeah, of course you can do that. I don't think I need to specify that, because I know you guys know that already. Yeah. Okay guys, I'm going to finish the video here and insert the images from tomorrow right now. Hello, welcome back. So this is the next day. I took it out from the fridge like 2 hours ago. Nice. I'm just going to remove the sides. Oh, it's so soft. Beautiful. Look at those layers. Now when it comes to cutting, you can cut it as you want, smaller, bigger pieces, as you wish. I like to go for a little bit bigger ones, so the moment of truth. Look at those layers. Nice. Smells incredible. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment down below, you guys. Have you tried the Romanian honey cake back in Romania, or somebody made it for you? You were like very lucky and somebody prepared it. Did you try Albinița? Tell me, please tell me. I want to know. How did it turn out? What was different? Please let me know. Of course, this is only one recipe, is the way that I do it. There are other recipes out there, very good ones, delicious and so on. People are getting creative with the desserts from like my childhood, so that's amazing. They are improving them, and that's very good. Once again, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye.